anybody. Just not waiting. Not waiting. Hey, look at the sign.
Huh? Go skydiving. Huh. If what I'm about to say makes me seem crazy, it's because I am. I woke up one morning trying to press the delete button on yesterday's events when LED screens surrounded me, and the scariest part was that I wasn't even scared. I haven't questioned why a block asks me to repeat obscure letter patterns just to prove that I am actually human. Have we fallen so far down into our screws and tampered glass screen protectors that we have forgotten how to actually feel? Is my computer so intelligent that it has noticed that I've forgotten when I haven't even noticed that the world is changing around me? Social media has become an ocean where swimmers become victims that drown in the "you are uglies" and "please kill yourselves." That I am more concerned with the X's and the Y's of Facebook's coding configuration than I am with my own two parents who introduced me to oxygen. But why is that so bad? My 5.7-inch screen consumes my attention for a reason. When blogs are more than calculus's X and Y, it's community. When 3 a.m. solitude hits your face so much harder than the words your lover told you out of anger, you are reminded you're not alone. Hundreds of other oxygen thieves are staring down into LED screens with tears running down their cheeks because they didn't know what to do or where to go. Grandmothers from Europe are tapping their webcam screens as they stare at their no longer little granddaughters. And they smile. These screens engulf our attention because traveling the world has never been more possible without ever leaving the crease of your couch. There are your X's and your thieves and your "why can't you just listen to me's" outside of these screens. But it's easier to blame the home button than it is to blame the home. And if this sounds crazy, it's because it is.
Who are you?
In 3 minutes' time, this will all be over.
What are you talking about? Hey! 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 Why can't I leave?
Time is running out.
What are you talking about?
Time is running out.
Why? What do you want? Hey! Come back here! Hey! Hey!
Malik. What were your thoughts during the simulation?
Simulation?
You've been participating in a simulation used to test the human mind. You're chosen from a select few.
I don't want to be here. Let me go.
You are here to benefit humanity, not yourself.
What was the point? To terrify me?
Fine. You leave us no choice.
Get back here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Please let me in.
Just leave me alone. Wait! Dad!
It always hurts to say goodbye. Why do we try to hide the pain in our hearts? we know it's so hard to go through it all again. We make a very special team. We always seem to get it right. And the line of ours never really was better than tonight. How well we know that the time is ending, but let's just pretend that we'll meet again, and soon. Don't try to fight it from within.
The creatures all about us can voice emotions as varied as those of the human heart.
When I
Ooh.
No, no.
They're here!
Lupita cried. She ran to the rocking chair where her uncle was dozing and touched his arm. When he opened his eyes, she whispered,
Tío Urbano! They're here!
Are you sure?
He put his hand on Lupita's shoulder. They walked out of the house and watched as the first monarch butterflies fluttered into the safety of the trees. Lupita put out her hand, and a tired monarch landed on it. It stayed for a moment before flying off to blend in with the others. Tío Urbano said,
Pequeña, do you remember what I have told you ever since you were a baby?
Lupita nodded and said,
I must never capture or hurt a monarch, for they are the souls of our dead ones who have come back to visit us before Dia de Muertos.
Day after day, Lupita and Tío Urbano watched the butterflies fill the trees until there were millions in the woods. Soon after the arrival of the butterflies, Lupita's family got ready for Dia de los Muertos. Papa set up an arch of cempasúchil flowers. He strung rows of colorful papel picado from one end of the living room to the other. Later, he set up the altar and displayed the photographs of family members that had died. Mama gathered the ingredients she would need for preparing pan de muerto, mole, tamales, tortillas, atole, and rice and beans that the dead had liked in life and would now enjoy in spirit. Lupita cleared a path that led from the altar to the street. She knew exactly how she would make the trail of petals of cempasúchil that would guide the spirits home. A few days before Dia de los Muertos, Tío Urbano took to his bed. Lupita sat by his side for hours, but he never opened his eyes. After that, the days were cold and dark for Lupita. Tío Urbano's photo was added to the ones on the altar. Lupita missed seeing him in his old rocking chair. A gray feeling filled her heart. On the first day of November, Dia de los Muertos arrived. That night, Lupita's family and neighbors gathered in the cemetery. Lupita stayed close to her mother and, later on, fell asleep. Early the next morning, Mama woke Lupita and whispered,
Come, pequeña. It is time to go home.
Lupita turned for one last look at her uncle's gravestone. On one of the flowers was a lone monarch butterfly, fluttered above her head, and flew away. She stared until she lost sight of it among the trees. Then she smiled and whispered,
Goodbye, Tío Urbano, my uncle monarch. I'm sure I'll see you next year.
Lupita left the cemetery. She felt the grave begin to lift from her heart.
I guess it all started with one word. Cancer. That one word spewed from my father's mouth like an unwanted toy, given to me with the hopes that I would play nicely with sorrow. I would stare at a minute, hoping that my eyes could drag each second on longer, because each second lived is a second closer to the unknown. People didn't mention his illness because they thought that it would remind me of the cancer. What they didn't understand was that abstaining from saying the sky is blue does not make it green. It just means that you don't get to talk about the sky. My parents split up when I was young, and eventually my mother grew to love another man. So when my dad got cancer, both my mom and my stepdad asked him to come live with us in our home. We lived with love as one peculiar family for 2 whole years. And I guess this is where our story begins.
You're alive today and we're sharing today with you. So it's a good day today.
I consider myself very lucky and blessed to call you. Count you among my friends.
To be of love is to be of God.
You're part of this family too.
No, I'm out of the picture.
No, until I see you pushing up the daisies, man, you ain't out of the picture.
As our daisies appear, all too sweet.
A few days before my dad left this earth, I remember saying to him, "You are not dying. You are living and laughing and loving, and the process of dying just happens to be taking place."
I've been thinking a lot about what I should say as the time comes near, and I don't think there's a perfect thing to say, but I guess it all comes down to that I love you, and anything more than that is, I guess, secondary, you know? Oh God, love you. I know you're always gonna be with us. You gave me a gift that I couldn't have gotten anywhere else. Whispered well, welcome home.
I ain't gonna go away. I'm gonna be around. Gosh. Hey, when you think of me, I'm around. Son of God, don't you know? When I'm with God, I'm with you guys. I'm everywhere.
Tragedy can be a gift, bestowed through hard knocks and sharp shocks, raining sweet nectar upon the garden of our discontent. Beauty can sprout from pain because weeds are roses by another name. Experience and reality grow in different gardens. Chapel arches of our ribcage, shrine of pulsing crimson, we shed teardrops shaped like question marks, finding answers nestled between heartbeats. Silk of circumstance, needle of choice, weaving ourselves in and out of each other's lives, stitching and binding with exquisite intricacy. A beautiful patchwork. Finally, we see the truth. Separateness is but an illusion.
The leaves fall and the wind blows in a mesmerizing way. The kitchen smells of turkey, it's Thanksgiving today. The people laugh and watch their favorite football game. There's so much 'cause it's Thanksgiving today. But there is such a thing as too much turkey. Why don't you try out some heart-healthy tofurkey? The people crowd around the table waiting to say, look at all this food, it is Thanksgiving today. But soon it will be tomorrow, your stomach will ache. Why don't you cut back on the potatoes for your own sake? Yeah, it's Thanksgiving today, but you don't have to obey, but it'll probably delay your life expectancy.
In the 4th grade, I knew I wanted to be an artist. One day in art class, we were working on this sort of watercolor sunset project. And it was our job to add silhouettes of bamboo plants in the front. At first I took my time, drawing each little line, and filling them in black. But the leaves ended up coming out a little bit wonky anyways. It was frustrating. It was frustrating until I had a 9-year-old level epiphany. And I started using the brush like a stamp instead. When my teacher noticed, she had all the other little kids gather around, and she said, "Do that again." I never thought about doing it like that before. It's 8 years later, but I still remember how good it felt to have come up with a creative solution, even if it was to the simplest of problems. And that's when I knew I just wanted to make art for the rest of my life.